Is this how they do it? How do I make it go? Hello, welcome back to the Adore Beauty YouTube channel. My name is Amy Clark. I'm the senior editor at Adore Beauty. And today I am talking about these two friends. So two serums by The Ordinary that have very similar names but are actually different. The first serum is The Ordinary Buffet, and the second is The Ordinary Buffet plus Copper Peptides 1%. So today in this video, what we're doing is explaining what are the pros and cons and which one should you purchase. So let's get into it. So first up, let's chat about this friend, The Ordinary Buffet Serum. The name kind of doesn't tell you anything about the serum, because what does buffet even mean aside from, you know, endlessly topped up and filled plates of food that you can go back and back for. But what does buffet mean in the context of this serum? Well, actually, our branding content manager, Hannah First, she did a TikTok video on this. It sums it up perfectly.
If you're like me and thought that The Ordinary's buffet was some fancy ingredient you never heard of, you were wrong. It was actually named after a breakfast buffet. It contains peptides, amino acids, and hyaluronic acid.
In short, The Ordinary Buffet Serum is your all-rounder, multi-purpose kind of do-all serum that is really good for supporting overall skin health. It's also great for hydration. And then also, while it just does all those things, it helps to fight the signs of aging. So things like fine lines and wrinkles, skin texture, basically, it just does it all. The first ingredient you need to know about in the buffet serum are peptide complexes. So there's actually 6 peptide complexes in this little bottle. Basically, peptides, they help your skin cells communicate with each other, which means they can all do their job better, and their job is to support overall skin health. Some of the results you may see from using peptides in skincare are, you know, plumper, juicier looking skin, reduced appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. So basically, peptides just help your skin to be its best. Next, we've got 11 skin-friendly amino acids. So what is a skin-friendly amino acid? Well, basically it's an amino acid that mimics the amino acids that we already naturally have in our own skin. So amino acids are the building blocks of our skin. Kind of think of them like bricks in a wall. And as we get older, which we all will, some of those bricks start to decay or they start to loosen up. And so what these amino acids do is they help to stimulate the production of collagen and elastin, which then kind of helps to plump up, you know, fill out all the gaps in between the bricks and help the skin look plump, firmer, more hydrated, which in turn reduces the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Finally, the last main ingredient is hyaluronic acid. So you may have heard of hyaluronic acid before. It is a superstar kind of hydrating ingredient, and what it does is it can hold up to 1,000 times its weight in water. So it's strong. So this is a really rogue analogy, but if you think of the skin kind of like a fitted sheet over a mattress, with a bit of wear and tear, and as time goes on, the fitted sheet kind of crumples. And so what you're doing is essentially hyaluronic acid is kind of like when you pull the sheet tight, you tuck it back under and it's nice and smooth again. And so by having more hydrated skin, you are smoothing and reducing the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. But it also, again, is just this all-rounder, multi-purpose serum that anyone can add into their routine to complement either your existing routine or to help support your skin's natural function. So as I said, it's a multi-use kind of all-rounder, all-purpose serum for overall skin health, as well as treating the signs of aging. It's also vegan, gluten-free, nut-free, silicone-free. It's free of a lot of things that you might not want on your face. In terms of the consistency, so it's a clear serum and it's quite watery. So I'm just gonna, if anyone's used The Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid Serum, it's very similar. It has a really watery, fine kind of smooth consistency. It is a water-based serum, and once it's rubbed in, it will feel a little bit tacky or sticky on the skin, and that's because that's the hyaluronic acid, and you know that it's doing its job if it feels that way. But the Buffet serum is your all-purpose serum for all skin types. You get a Buffet, you get a Buffet, everyone gets Buffet. It's particularly great for dehydrated skin. People with sensitive skin can use this because one of the hallmarks of sensitive skin is, again, dehydration. And if you have oily skin or combination skin and you're worried about if you can use this, like I said, it's a water-based serum. So it's oil-free and it's also non-comedogenic, which means it won't clog your pores. It's also $24.90, which is extremely affordable, especially for a great hydrating serum. This product layers pretty well with every other product and ingredient, so it can slot into your routine really easily. Really, you just can't go wrong. We have Buffet, we know what this does, but then what the heck is Buffet plus copper peptides 1%? Man, I'm hungry talking about buffets. The ordinary Buffet plus copper peptides 1% is kind of like the next step up from Buffet. And you are going to pay a bit more for the premium Buffet because it's about double the price, so $48 for the same amount. And the most noticeable thing about this serum is it's blue. Yeah. So, what is a copper peptide? Excellent question, and that is actually what makes this serum blue. So even though the ordinary Buffet serum contains peptides, copper peptides are the next step up. And so they're a skin restoring ingredient, anti-inflammatory, they have antioxidant properties, and this ingredient is gonna double down and kind of double up the skin smoothing, firmness, collagen and elastin production. Basically, it's doing all the wonderful things that the ordinary Buffet already does, and then this one is kind of like going supercharged. So obviously it contains 1% copper peptides. It still contains the other peptide complexes. It still contains the hyaluronic acid and the 11 skin-friendly amino acid complexes. One of the other tricky ingredients that this guy contains is the full name, I'm just gonna have to read it off here. Lactococcus ferment lysate. Oh, you know, it's just Lactococcus ferment lysate. Yes, yes. Again, this is just another great ingredient that's gonna help with barrier function and improving, really optimizing the skin's natural processes. When you put it on the skin, and once I rub this in, you're gonna see it goes, like there's a very natural blue tint, but it's gonna go clear the more you rub it in. And the scent, it has a little bit more of like a metallic scent, which is from the copper. It's also really easy to apply and layer with other products exactly the same as the ordinary Buffet serum. So it would go on after cleansing and any of your other, highly active serums, and then underneath your oil, moisturizer, and SPF. How do you know which one to choose? I would suggest if you are just starting out with skincare, or you have an existing routine and you want to slot in a serum that's going to play well with everyone, but it's also going to deeply hydrate the skin, and then with a little bit of anti-aging properties thrown in, you can't go wrong with the ordinary Buffet. If you're after the next step up, you can try the ordinary Buffet plus copper peptides 1%. This is also great if you really want to hone in on and focus on not just the hydration, but more specifically the anti-aging properties and trying to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, then go with this guy. If you have any questions about these serums or how to use them, how to incorporate them into your existing routine, chuck us a comment below. And also, while you're on the channel, looking around and browsing, you might as well subscribe, because then you're going to be notified when we have new videos coming, and we've got heaps of really exciting stuff coming up. But other than that, I'll see you next time.